Hello everyone. It's Maddie with SpectrumArtCreations.com, and I've got a super fun project that I want to make with you guys today. So we're going to try and do this all in one take and see if it works. As you guys know, well, that doesn't always work out. Of course, we run a business, and that means that there are phone calls and announcements and deliveries and yeah, you name it, right? So we'll try. We'll see. We might have to mute a few times, but I think we could possibly get through this. I don't know about you guys, but I am in the mood for spring. I cannot wait. I keep thinking, yes, it's finally warmed up. Now, hopefully it's not a tease, but this month it has actually warmed up for us. So I'm thinking, I'm sorry, this week, it has warmed up for us. And I'm hoping it'll stay. So with that in mind, I started looking for something springy to make, and I found this gorgeous collection in our vaults. Yes, it's been here, of course, like thousands of other products that we've yet to get to list, but I do have it in stock. So the good news is if you're watching this, hopefully you'll be able to get your hands on some of it. It is called the Scent of Spring. How perfect is that, right? This is from Fabrica Decor, which is a company that we import from Poland. No, I'm sorry, from Ukraine. Oh heavens, from Ukraine. And we do have the 12 by 12 and the 8 by 8. I'm going to be using the 12 by 12. You could use the 8 by 8. The tags that we are using today are exactly 8 inches tall. So either one will work just fine, but I'm going to work on the 12 by 12. They're identical, by the way. So when you see the 12 by 12, you know exactly what's in the 8 by 8 as well. So what are we going to need? We're going to need the Scent of Spring collection. We're going to need one of our packs of 5 jumbo tags. They come 5 in a pack, and they are, I believe, 4 by 8. I should know this, right? Yeah, exactly, 4 by 8. Okay, so you get 5 of those in the pack, so you need 1 pack. Then I created this super cute digital. Why? Well, again, because I was in the mood for spring. So I figured, oh, I'm going to create this super cute digital for us, which we're going to be able to use. As you can see, the colors are, oh, geez, Louise and crackers. I'm just a mess. The colors are perfect for the collection. You see those greens and those teals and those pinks, and even the little purples are in there. So I tried really, really hard to, and you see the tulips there too, right? And the florals. I tried it make it so that it would match. And then of course, what is spring without some baby cute animals? And then some other things that I've created for us. So let me show you this. I'm going to get a little tray to put that in. Hang on. Here, we'll use this. And we're going to need this digital. I have already cut mine out to make it easy for us to just kind of keep crafting. This will be a free digital for those that are in the Academy. So if you are an Academy member, just go ahead and send me an email. I'll put the email right here on screen. Most of you already know it anyway, but just send me an email and say, I need the spring free digital, and I will make sure to send that your way. If you are not an Academy member, well, what are you waiting for? Not only do you get bonus content and classes, but you also get free digitals, you get craft alongs, and so much more. So make sure you check out the Academy as well. I'll leave a link in the description box down below. Okay, so we've got those, right? That's this digital right here. So now you know it all right here, and that's what we're going to be using. And then I did grab some tea-dyed paper. These are just literally, look, scraps that were left from one of the albums that I probably made, or journals. And, you know, these were the cut-offs. So if you have some tea-dyed paper or coffee-dyed paper, excellent. We do have some in store as well, handmade coffee-dyed and tea-dyed paper. But if you do not have some, just some printer paper, copy paper, or some other thin paper, you know, decorative paper that you can journal on would be great. I did grab some washies that kind of coordinate. These are all from Bo Bunny. And I thought they kind of go pretty nicely with this collection, right? I think we can definitely use that. And then I also grab some fabric tape from 49 and Market. 49 and Market, oh, just their washi tapes are amazing. If you do not have some, you need to go to our online store, SpectrumArtCreations.com, and just go look at the 49er Market and look at their tapes. Amazing. But it's fabric. So, this is really awesome. So this is a great way to use some of that washi. I know we all have plenty of washi and, we love it, but we don't always use it. So let's break it out and play. Now, in addition to that, you're going to need something for the closure. So in my case, I have a bunch of not sari silk. We do carry sari silk as well, but I have some seam binding as well. So I'm going to use some seam binding. These are all just, the cutoffs. And then, when we do the cuts for the store, we want to make sure everybody gets the perfect amount. And every now and then, well, the spools are a little short, so I keep those. So see, nothing goes to waste. And then what else? Oh, let's take a look at the pad, because that's pretty much all we're going to need, honestly. I mean, obviously some adhesive. I'm going to be using my Precision Glue Press, my Sweet Petunia glue gun, which is the Precision Glue Press. And in here, I know I'm using the Nuvo bottle. It comes with, by the way, if you don't own this, it comes with a brand new Nuvo bottle. And then it also comes with an empty bottle so that you can refill your own. And it comes with two different tips, a larger opening one and a very fine one. All I've done is, because you unscrew this, and then you can refill. And I'm using Spectrum Art Creations decoupage and sealing glue. So I just keep refilling it with our own adhesive, our own glue, which obviously has an excellent price point. So that's what's loaded in there. It's not Nuvo. Just figured I tell you so you know what I'm using. But let's take a look at this gorgeous pad we're going to be using today. The first thing you'll notice is you have a lot of elements here that you can die cut. We might not use some of those. Again, we have some already here, but it's kind of funny that they do also have a set of Wellingtons there, the welly boots. So cute, the rain boots. But we have some in here as well. You've got umbrellas. I love the envelopes with the flowers, the box, the butterflies. So lots of great images here that you can fussy cut and add in addition to. Will we use them? Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe so. Maybe not. And then you're going to get two of each in the pack. So, and they are double-sided. So here's front and back on this one. Then you're going to get this one. I love, look how pretty this is. Okay, front and back. Then you're going to get these right here. Again, super great colors. You see those beautiful teals we were talking about? They're going to be fabulous. Okay, and then we've got dragonflies as well. And pink. I love pink. And then finally some more gorgeous tulips and other flowers. And that super beautiful minty teal type of a background. Okay, so those are the papers that are included in the collection. As you can see, it's perfect. In addition to that, you get some other elements, which I've already cut out. You get some strips, which come with sentiments and also some frames. I'll show you those. So this is one of the strips that it comes with. Now, the sentiments are both in English and in, forgive me, I think it's Russian, right? That they speak in Ukraine. I believe so. So, but you'll notice it's pretty neat. You have things like happy birthday and may your dreams come true and best grandmother, I love you, most loved. So it comes with all those, but not necessarily anything for spring. So this led me to think this is the leftovers. You can make cards, you can make an additional journal, you can do all kinds of stuff, even additional um, yeah, tag folios that we're going to make in order to also use these and maybe send one to a loved one, etc. It also came with these sentiments here. And again, most of these we're not going to use because this says to my beloved granddaughter. Again, perfect for you to do something else with. It is double-sided, comes in both languages. I love that. Best sister. So again, you could do one for your sister. How cool is that? This one we could use, be happy every second, right? Super pretty, all those florals. Oh, let me keep that maybe here. And then this one, the best mom in the world. And I thought, oh, Mother's Day, May, right? At least here in the States, in the United States, Mother's Day is in May. And so I thought, oh, that is so pretty for Mother's Day too. So we could also do some Mother's Day stuff. So lots of great sentiments, but those we're not going to, sorry, these we're not going to use. Put those off to the side. These we are going to possibly use. I love these little tags. It has the wellies. This one not. This is the best grandmother. So we're going to put that off to the side. I wish you happiness and let all your dreams come true. So those we could possibly use. And then it also comes with frames. And so I've cut out all of these frames. And in cutting them, by the way, I made a boo-boo. I'll show you. So, because you know what? Sometimes you just got to keep it real. It happens. And if it happens, we do not throw it away. I'm going to reuse it. I'm going to repurpose that. So all of these frames are included as well. And then when I was cutting, and let me show you all these because the colors are just so perfect. I mean, look at the yellow on the ducky. Isn't that perfect? And then, of course, the gorgeous teals and the whites and the pinks are just perfect to go with our collection. When I was cutting this one, my scissor got stuck and I got impatient and I just kind of went like this and I tore it and I ripped it. And I thought, oh, boo, but that's okay. Because you know what? It is as simple as adding anything to it and nobody will be none the wiser. So if something breaks, something tears, if something's not perfect, do not discard. Let's find a way to use it. That's part of creativity, right? Let's be creative. Okay, so we know what we're using. We've got our frames. We've got our digital. Put that off to the side. We've got our washi tapes. We're going to use a little piece of ribbon or sari silk or seam binding, whatever you've got handy. Some copy paper, if you have it, great. The pack of the 5 tags and our main collection. So that is how we're going to get started. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and start by doing some cutting. So let me just kind of put this off to the side. I want to start with the tags first. Okay, now, yeah, we start with 5 tags. So let me show you what we're going to do. We're going to have 2 tags that we're going to leave as is. So we are not doing anything with those tags. Then we're going to have 1 tag that we're going to cut down to 7 inches. The 4th tag we're going to cut down to 6 inches. The 5th tag we're going to cut down to 5.5 inches, and then we're going to score it at 1.5 inches from the top, okay? And then all the pieces that are left, we're going to keep. Make sense? Okay, so let's go ahead and take care of those first. We'll do them together, super simple. Let's leave these here. So again, 2 we know we're going to just leave as is, so we're not worried about those. Let's get our paper trimmer. I'll do another set with you, so you do not have to pause. You can just kind of keep going with me. All right. All right, 1 tag, the first one. Again, like I said, it is 8 inches, so all we're going to do is cut off 1 inch. I'm going to extend my arm. I should probably move these, shouldn't I? They're going to keep getting bumped. I am using the all-in-one from We Are Memory Keepers. I love this thing. It does everything but cook you dinner. Seriously, it does. We're going to line it up to our 7 inches and we're going to trim our first one. Okay. So now we've got our 2 whole ones and one that is 7 inch. and that little 1-inch scrap. We're keeping that scrap. All right, that completes this one. So let's get this one off the table. The next tag, we're going to cut down to 6 inches. So we're going to line it up with the 6 inches. I'm going to trim that. Again, we're going to save both of those pieces. So now a 6-inch and the leftover. Done. And then the last one, we're going to trim to 5.5. So find your 5.5. We're going to trim that. We're going to save that piece again. And now we're going to score at 1.5 inches. So we're going to bring this in, and I'm just going to do it this way really quickly. So 1.5 inches, and we're going to, oh, I just had to move it, didn't I? It's so funny how you can do this in 2 seconds when nobody's watching. And then all of a sudden when you're recording, you got to complicate things, right? Okay, so 1.5 inches, and we're going to fold that. All right, that was pretty easy. Don't go too far with this because now we're going to have to start cutting our papers. So once again, here's what we've got, right? The 7-inch cut, the 6-inch cut, and the 5.5-inch cut with 1.5 inches score. Okie dokies, that was super easy, right? That is the entire like base and foundation for our journal. So it doesn't get any easier than that. Oops, I got a smudge on there, don't I? Messy, messy, Maddie. Okay, we ready? Let's continue on. I think you can always feel free to pause, of course, if you're rewatching this. But we're pretty ready to go. I'm going to grab these little pieces because I might lose them. I'm going to toss them into one of the buckets. Okay, now, one of these is going to be our back. One of these is going to be our front cover. So, pretty easy, right? These are essentially going to be our pages, and one is going to be our closure. So, we're going to start. We can even put this one off to the side for now. We're not really interested in that one so much. This is the look that we're going for. Small, medium, full size, and then the other full size on the back. So that's how we're going to start hinging our tags. So for this, we can work on our structure first. We can hinge these two together. And it all depends on what you are going to be adding in between. If you want to leave some room. So I'm not actually, well, you know what? I'm not going to hinge these because we're going to add our papers and then we're going to, cut our papers and then we're going to hinge them. Sorry, I have to gather my thoughts. And then that's going to be hinged to this and this is going to be hinged to that. So instead of making it an accordion, we're going to make it an actual folio. You could make it an accordion. I think it's a lot easier or a lot nicer to have like a booklet, right? Like a folio. So let's pick our papers first. Decisions. Maybe, and I'll show you one, and then after that, I'll just kind of cut them off screen and come back because I think that'd be a lot easier than having you watch me. And you guys can tell me in the comments, do you prefer to watch, for me to cut the papers with you? What is best for you? This one we can remove because I'm not going to use this because I want to save these for maybe Mother's Day cards or something else. Or a second one. I've got plenty of paper. This is really pretty. Could this work for our cover? It most certainly can because the height is just perfect. I think that would make a stunning cover. What do you guys think? I say so. So let's do that. So what you're going to do, you can either cut it with your trimmer because it's 4 inches, right? And this front cover here one is the one that is the 6 inches. So if you want to trim, and I can write on this, it's okay because we're going to cover it with paper anyway. So you can either trace or you can even glue, right? Oh no, don't glue your papers. I take that back. Fully take that back. Please don't glue them. Unless you don't mind the washi taping in the front, but you might. I do not want my washi tape, my hinges to be seen, so I'm going to end up doing that after the fact. So you could bring your pencil and you could trace this way and then cut by hand, right? Or you know it is a 4 by 6. You could also just grab your trimmer, come to your 6th line right there, 6 inches, and then cut that way as well. And then at 4, right? Where, oh, sorry. Yeah, Maddie. Oh, I'm telling you, I'm gonna get this, guys. It's like I start recording and my brain goes out the window. There we go. We can come this way because 8 minus 4 is 12. Or we could just flip the paper the other way. Whatever works for you. Did I cut all the way? I did not. That's all right. We don't need that little corner piece anyway. So you can cut your mat with your paper trimmer, or you can simply use your scissors and trace around, whatever works for you. Now in this case, since we've trimmed, we've got no problems, but we also have our Spectrum Art Creations precision angle tool, which will allow you to create that perfect angle cut as well. Okay, but I think these are easy enough that we can just cut them like this, right? If you want to save your corners, it's never a bad idea because we can possibly use them for decorating. So I think that's a lovely cover. Okay, and then we're just going to continue to do the same thing. I need one for the inside. So the reason why I gave you the layout from Go, right? You know, this is going to go this way. This is going to go this way. And then this one's going to go this way. The reason why I've done that is so that you know what paper should go here. So looking at our papers, now that I know my layout, I can decide I could use the reverse of this. How would that look with the pink on the back? Very pretty. I could focus the same ones. I'm going to move that to the side. I could use, oh, this would have been so pretty for the cover too. See? So many good options. I could use this one behind that, and that's really pretty because it kind of plays off of the white. And maybe I can even angle it so some of those butterflies will show, right? I possibly could get a dragonfly or a butterfly in there, like right here. And that's the advantage of being able to play with these two, is that you can see that we could see that butterfly right in that corner if I wanted to. See? It's right there. So that's an option. The reverse side. Oh, it's pretty because it plays off of the gray. Oh, I might have to use that for this one. Yeah. So let's think of something else to sandwich in between. This one's the same. Oh, more flowers. So it looks like a meadow. That's fun. Oh, look how pretty that looks, right? So that's another possibility. Teal. No, that's not going to work for me right now. It'll work someplace else, but not right now. Oh, this one's got also butterflies and dragonflies. This one's also got the pink side, more tulips, and that mint. All right, let's try two more. I can't wait for you guys to post your examples in the Facebook group so I can see which papers you chose. If you choose the same ones, of course, that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. That's a compliment. But you know, if you want to copy it exactly the way I'm doing it, wonderful. But if you want to change it up, that's always exciting. That pink plays really well with this, doesn't it? With those pink elements right there. And again, we're not going to fall in love with this because we might be adding some stuff to it and, you know, we might not see a whole lot of it. Okay, that could be a choice for sure. What about some, oh, I like that one better. Okay, I think that might be my favorite. So we've got this covered. Now let's go ahead and focus on the next size up. This is going to be the full piece. So that's that. We can go ahead and cut that right now, actually. if we wanted to, but I'm not going to confuse you. So I'm going to do my mint one first, which is the next tag. Sorry, when I'm like crafting, I get so excited, right? I'm like, and I can do this and I can do that. Are you guys like that too? Like when the ideas are flowing, do you find yourself to be a scatterbrain? I was actually hanging out with a fellow crafter and customer yesterday, and we were talking about that her husband says she's got squirrel syndrome. And of course, I couldn't help but bust out laughing because for those of you who know me, everybody knows that Maddie suffers from squirrel syndrome. That's why you guys, always send me squirrels and stuff because I get squirrel memes, squirrel videos, because yes, Maddie's like a squirrel for sure. Beautiful. Love that. Save all the extra little pieces. Oh, sorry. I told you, never a dull moment. I silence my phone, and then what happens? The computer rings. I am so sorry. And then we were going to use this gray one for the back. So again, we know they're all 4 inches, and that's why you don't see me measuring. I know they're all 4 inches wide, so I'm not worried about the width. And I know the largest piece, which is that full tag, is 8. So I'm going to cut that at 8. All right, and now we can kind of recap just a little bit. So here we had our 4 inches wide. We know it's 4 inches by 6. Check. That's our front cover. Then we had the next one, right? The medium size one, 4 inches, and this was 7. I always measure twice because I hate to say the wrong thing. Yes, 7, right? So 4 by 7. Let's do it that way. And we've got that panel. All we have to do now is come in and trace. And if we need to trim anything, we can. It looks like I kind of went a little overboard on that. No problem. We'll trim. Remember to trim on the inside of your line because when you trace, it always adds just a pinch of volume, right? Okay, there we go. And I'm going to trace my little hole. Save the corners. Might not need them, but we might. Okay, there. So now we've got the next one. And then we have the full tag, which is the full 4 by 8, right? 4 by 8. And that's this piece here. And now all I'm going to do is flip that over, turn it, trace those corners. And I'm trying to press down really hard so hopefully you guys can see it on camera. I love this butterfly though. That is so pretty. Oh, I'm so tempted to almost leave the butterfly. No, don't do it, Maddie. See? I'm second guessing myself. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not second guessing. It's that I want all of them, but we can't have them all. We could do more, but we can't have them all. Not this first go around. You have enough paper to do quite a few of these. So that's not a problem. Okay, there. I've got my first 3 layers. Now, the back layer, that's going to be our back piece. That one we don't really get to see in the front, but that doesn't mean we don't get to see it on the inside, and we're not going to see the back, so we still need papers. Plus, we need papers for all of these insides. Now, the reason why I do the front first, let's get some paper clips, and let's paper clip these as they are. So, paper clip 1, just because I don't want to keep fumbling with them. Paper clip 2, paper clip 3. Okay, now the way that I like to choose my papers is I put these together and then I open. So what goes here is going to be dependent on what is on this side, right? So once again, we're going to bring back our paper, and we can even look at the ones that we've already cut. This is too much white. This could work. These little pieces I don't need right now. This is really pretty. This is the same one, so not that. Oh, pink is gorgeous. Okay, I think I'm going to go with pink because that is just perfect. So I'm going to grab this piece right here and we're going to do the same thing. So this one was the 6. So the 4x6. I should just write these up. Oh, I did 4x7. And, oh, good. Go, Maddie. I just forgot to flip this one over. So once again, bringing our paper trimmer back, or again, just tracing your tag, however you want to work that. I don't think this piece is 6 inches. No, I know it's not. So, oh, I stand corrected. It is exactly 6 inches. Well, how do you like that? That worked. Happy accident. So all we're going to do is trim off the 4 inches. Okay. That's going to give us this back piece. So I'm going to just clip it there in place for now. We know we've got front, flip, flip. Now we're going to flip again. And now we need to see something that will go with that, right? We have this one. We've used a green on the other side, so that's a no-go. But we haven't used this side. Oh, and that plays off beautiful from that gray. So this is what I'm going to use. So you see, you could get away with just using, you know, almost like 3 pages and you're still going to have leftovers. So we're going to cut the height first, which is 7 inches. And then I'm going to cut my 4, which is the width. And that's going to give us, again, see how many pieces you have for even more of these? You'll have plenty left. That's going to go here. All right, and then we've got this matches that, and then we're going to flip this over, and now we've got these 2 pieces. Now, here on this back piece is where we're going to be adding, again, this is not cut to size or anything yet, because as I mentioned, hang on, it's got some T bits on there. We are going to be adhering this. So just know that you're not going to see a whole lot of this paper, okay? You're going to see some of it, but not a whole lot. This panel, you are going to see fully. So back to our papers. Bring them back and see what we've got. Okay, we definitely have not used the gorgeous dragonflies. Have we even used this side? No, we have not. We have not used the beautiful butterflies. All right, let's see. Nope, we have not. So we definitely need this. I have to have this. And it is not really orientation specific because you've got butterflies going this way, butterflies going down, these are going up, these are going sideways. So we could flip this any which way. So we're going to go this way. We know we need a 4x8. So actually, I'm going to do the 4-inch. No, we'll do the 8-inch again. I like having those full pieces at the bottom. 8 by the width, which is 4. Okay, that is going to be this side. And as I mentioned, on this side, we're not going to see a whole lot of it, but we still need to cover that. So we could use our leftover because, you know, we haven't seen it since way back here, right? We could use that to minimize or maximize paper. We can also leave this for the back of this. That's a good option. I like that. Let me get a clip. I'm going to call that my back and call it done. But now I still need something for the front. So what shall we do for the front? Let's see. We could use this piece. We have a whole nother perfect. Oh, we can make it matchy-matchy because we're not going to see a whole lot of it. That could be cool. But again, see, we have pieces already perfectly cut. Not that one, not that one. We could go with, oh, we did pink already. Oh, we haven't done this pink. And we haven't done the dragonflies. And we also haven't done the teal, have we? We must bring in some teal. Have to, must. I think that's where that's going to go. Am I right? I'm thinking so. Oh, and is this pretty too? Wow, this is pretty. All right, that's okay, because we're going to need stuff for pockets. And so that's why I'm saying don't get rid of any of these pieces, because we can make tags and pockets and all that good stuff. Let's just cut ourselves a 4-inch wide strip. Let's cut ourselves an 8-inch slide, because that's our height. Our height is 8 inches. Okay, save that. And say that this is going to be, oh, and that plays very well with that. See? Very nice. So now, here's what we've got. I can remove this for now. We've got front cover, 2 inside panels, 2 in there, 2 here, and even our back panel. And now we're just going to go ahead and trim those corners, those angle cuts. Okay, this one's done. This one we need to trim. So just kind of tap it in place. Okay. Again, cutting on the inside of my mark line. This was the front. This is the inside. Clip them together again. We're going to hole punch these all in one go, so I'm not too worried about that yet. Then we need to cut this side down. Oh, I kind of overcut again. I might have cut my tag just a tad small when I did, and that's okay. Again, you know, 1/8 of an inch, it's going to be okay, guys. It's handmade. And what I always tell you guys is, again, for those of you who have taken enough classes from me or watched enough videos, you guys know that I always tell you the first one is your prototype. So it's your opportunity to learn. And then once you've made your first one, this is where your, you know, creativity is going to kick in. You're going to say, oh, you know what? I want to do, you know, this instead, or I want to, you know, add another pocket here. Now that I got the first one done, I am totally inspired to do the second one a little bit different. And that's perfect. That is exactly what we want you to do. My first ones are always my prototypes. Hopefully, you know, they're not too far off of what I had in my head, what I was thinking all along. So at least, you know, it is usable. Is that always the case? No. Sometimes I miscut something and, you know, it's not what I had intended. And sometimes that is the opportunity to change it up. Sometimes it's a lesson learned. More importantly, it's an opportunity to be creative. Like I was saying, if you are off by a smidgen or if something is off, well, then, you know, you trim that and then you kind of hit the drawing board again and you say, you know what? I'm going to turn this into a pocket here. I'm going to add some seam binding here just to cover that up, right? So it always gives it character. inking also helps a lot. This is going to be a very springy one, so I don't want to do any like vintage distressing or anything like that. You guys know me, I love my grunge, I love my steampunk, but as I mentioned, I am so in the mood for spring, so I am going to keep this one light and airy. Oops, you know what I forgot? To mark my holes. Hopefully you marked yours. I might have to go back and do a couple, redo a couple of them. So, okay, so hopefully you guys are all able to keep up since we're doing this in real time. And I am taking my time just to make sure you guys don't feel rushed. Of course, we also don't want a 5-hour video. This is a really quick and easy project, by the way. If I wasn't doing all the talking and probably focusing, if I had an Audible book on, I'd probably get through this in no time. But part of the fun is also enjoying the process, right? That's what we always say. Okay, so now we should have all of our mats done. How easy was that? And you see how strong it's getting because we're adding double mats to already really nice strong tags. These are the tags I usually use for mixed media. So it's going to be a nice sturdy little thing when we're done. And it's going to look great whether you want to use it as its own folio or you want to insert it into an existing journal, or you just want to give it away as a gift. Because think about if you had a gift and you stuck this like in your ribbon, you know, or your gift bag, and they were like, oh my gosh, is this really a tag? Wait a minute, that is so much more than a tag. And the answer is yes, so much more than a tag. All right, let's grab our crocodile. Okay, now a crocodile, some of you might not be familiar with it. I know at one time I wasn't. So crocodile is an eyelet setter as well as a hole punching tool. So it has two different sizes of holes. It's got the smaller one on one side and then the regular standard size on the other. And these cubes interchange to allow you to set different things depending on what you're working with, right? The type of eyelet or grommet that you're setting. But we're going to, and yes, I have the rose gold because I love them. I had to upgrade from the teal to the rose gold. Oh, you know what? I just realized my handle is on in the wrong way. So they're rubber pieces. So what we're going to do next is we're going to come in and we're going to create our holes because we've already marked them. And this should line up quite nicely. There we go. Okay. Now we are going to lose this feature, which I love, but that's not to say we cannot cut out our own hole reinforcers if we wanted to, right? And then just go and put that look back in. Or better yet, we can use some metal eyelets. Oh, this way. Did I mark anything? Yes, I did. And I mean, you don't have to do them one at a time. You can double them up. Oh, there. My little thing was stuck on there. My little punch out. Okay, this one was going to be mint and these flowers, right? I'm pretty sure this is how it went. I should mark them, shouldn't I? Yes, I should. If you're struggling, feel free to just go, you know, 1 and 1. And obviously, you know, oh, do I like? No, I like this butterfly. Obviously, you know that where you have your pencil markings, that is where you're going to be adhering. So this is number 1. This is number 2. So 2, 2, 2, and 2. I hope. Because if not, I just marked the wrong side. Yeah, it's got to be. Not that an eraser couldn't fix the problem, right? And then we're going to mark 3, 3, 3, 3. We'll punch these two. Okay, so now easy peasy. I know that this has got to be on the inside. It's got pencil markings. Should have done that from the beginning. Again, live and learn, right? Sometimes when I teach classes, they seem so seamless, and you know why? Because I've already gone through all of this, and I've already found the easy way of doing things, the little tips that make everything just go a little smoother. So now you're kind of seeing me wing it, right? Okay. That's why classes take a lot of prep time. All right, there we go. Perfect. All my holes are now aligned. I have all of my papers. Again, if you want to ink up, you can go ahead and do so. At this point, I am not going to be inking up my edges. Maybe I'll decide afterwards, but as of right now, I want to keep it very, very clean. Okay, now we got to talk about this piece because this piece is going to be our closure, correct? So let me show you how that's going to work. That is going to get sandwiched. Let's grab the last tag, the full tag, which is the back panel, right? That's going to get sandwiched in between that back panel decorative piece and our tag, like so. Okay? And then it's going to wrap around, see, to create our closure. How fun is that? Of course, a little lower probably, not that high, like here maybe. And again, you have options. Now, depending, see what I told you, don't fall in love with this because we might not see a whole lot of it and we haven't even decorated yet. But see, in my case, I want that butterfly. You might want to feature something different because you've added a different paper in the front, or you might not care at all because, you know, your paper might be this, right? Or you're going to add something here, some kind of decoration. So you play, you have all of this room to go up and down. If you want to, honestly, you can even trim this down. So if you're like, oh, that's still too wide, it's blocking whatever I'm doing, you can come in and just make sure you equally trim from each side the exact same quantity and make it skinnier. So lots of options there. But that's going to go here. And why I want to show you that next is because, well, we're going to decide what or do we want to do with this. Do you want to leave it like this in this color? You could. But if you want to decorate it, well, we have the option to do so as well. And Lord knows we have plenty of scraps. So we can take a look at all the little scraps we have and decide if we want to or what we want to use. Let's see. Okay, we've got this one as well. Very cute. Oh, we could kind of create a seamless look scene. That's an idea too. We can add more of the same flowers. Was that? No, that was a different one. We also have this right here. We've got this right here. Oh, that's kind of cool. It ties in that and this. Oh, I'm feeling that. Got that. We've got those flowers. Those are the same, right? Yep. That's the same as that. We have any scraps from this? No, right? We used it. Everything else is just full sheets. Yeah. Okay. Not that we can't just use whatever we want, but see, we can almost bring this in and then it's almost going to be a hidden. Oh, that's kind of neat. That is a pretty cool idea, isn't it, guys? Look at that. Oh, man. See, now I almost wish I'd stop the video and go live so I can ask you guys. Okay, I think I'm going to go with, you know what? We can cut one of each. I mean, why am I all worried? It's not like we can't cut more than one. It's just a little piece of paper. And we can cut both and decide. Okay, now I almost want to start this with a full flower. So I'm not going to start here. You see how the flowers are cut off? So I think, yeah, something like this. And in this case, I can even use this to trace it. So let me clip it in. Oh, it's too big of a clip. 1 second. I have to get the most ginormous clip I could find, of course. All right. Make sure it's nice and flush. I'm going to trace it. And I think we're going to get that full flower in there. I'm pretty sure. Again, if it's not, we'll just cut another piece. Let's see how it looks. We can also move it up. We can move it down. We've got all kinds of choices. Oh my goodness, I had a cup of coffee, which I probably should not have had. I can actually feel my hands shaky. I just can't handle coffee anymore. Isn't that funny? I become such a lightweight. I used to drink 8 cups of coffee a day. Now I can't even handle one. And it wasn't even like a cappuccino or anything. I mean, it was mostly in Americanos. Oh, that is so cool. Look, it's seamless. Isn't that neat? That's pretty cool. I think I like that. I think I'm going to settle on that. Again, the next one, I'll try something different and see what happens. We'll change it up. And what I want to make sure is that I did cut on the inside. If I need to trim any of this, I can. I'm actually going to shave just a sliver off the sides. I mean, like a hair. Let me show you. Just so that I know. God, I can't even pick them up. They're so teeny, teeny, tiny. See how teeny, tiny those are? Just so I know I have wiggle room. You don't want it so perfect to fit that you don't have the ability to have wiggle room. Perfect. With that in place, I'm also going to do my hole punching because guess what? I've got my hole puncher already here. And then when we get to the reinforcer side of things, I will give you some ideas and options. How's that? And you will decide what you think works best for you. If you want to try any of those. Oh, see? We want to do this before we put away our crocodile. If you're like me, I like to clean as I go, which I'm not doing this time because I'm kind of just filming straight through, right? But typically I like to clean as I go. And so if you're like me, I want to use the tools and then I want to put them away. I want to get all my inking done. I want to get all my cutting done for the most part, right? And then my crocodiling and all that good stuff, and then put it away so I'm not working with a big old, table full of stuff everywhere and getting, as Madison says, come frustrated. Yes, that is actually a coined term by Miss Madison, who is my daughter. she she says, I'm so, what is it? Come frustrated. And that means, yes, which means I'm confused and frustrated all at the same time. And that means back off, mom. Give me some breathing room. I don't want to hear about that any more of that homeschooling lesson. Just let's change the subject. Oh gosh, that's so funny. All right, there. That's what we've got so far. Oh, the inside. All right, what do we want to do? Oh, for that, I think I do want to do this one. Yeah, I think I do. I think it breaks it up nicely. So let's pull that back out. Happy I didn't put away my crocodile now, because we're going to do it one more time. I'm going to fold this, which will give me my perfect alignment. But then I'm going to slide it just a smidgen up because, again, we do not want anything kind of hitting that hinge, right? It just creates bulk. So you'll see I'm leaving a little sliver. See, it's not right on there. It's just a little low. We want nothing on the hinge. So bring it up just a bit. Perfect. Clamp it. Trace it. mark it with a P. Now I know, for those of you who know that song, I now have it in your head, don't I? And again, I'm cutting on the inside of my trace line. So when you look at the paper, you'll see what the trace line was, and I've cut on the inside of that, okay? I've got that song in your head, and put it in the oven for mommy and me. Oh, I also like this side. I like them all, don't I? I do. Where are we? I just got turned around. Okay, front, second layer, third layer, fourth layer, and our beautiful front panel here. We're not worried about this. This is going to get obviously covered and tucked in. And then let's just kind of look at it and decide if we like this side, which I do very much because it just brings that in. But we could have equally gone with that side. Look at that. That's also so pretty. And it does have like glaze splatters. See those? Which match perfect with there. So, oh. Okay, we didn't use the dragonflies. And here's another butterfly. So I'm going to make an executive decision, which is a very hard one. And I'm just going to say most likely that side. You notice I didn't commit, right? I did not commit. Okay, so now we've got all of the papers that we need cut, for the exception of creating some fun tags and inserts and pockets and all that. And of course, we've also saved these, which are going to be used for that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start doing one section at a time. So let's take all these off, and we're going to start with these two. Okay, now our panels are marked, so we don't have an issue with removing those. We know 1, 1 goes with 1. I'm going to put those off to the side here. We know 2 and 2 go with tag number 2. We know which is the inside and the outside. They're all beautiful and interchangeable. So again, not a crisis if we need to interchange any of that. Okay, so now for this, you have an option. You can either eyeball it if you want, or you can use a pretty nifty tool. Let me go get that. Yeah, I'm gonna put a pause here. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is one of the best tools ever. It is the 5-in-1. This one is from We Are Memory Keepers. We also have some other, I believe, off brands. And this is in pink. I think there was a teal one. There is a silver one, which is really cool. But of course, when the pink one came out, I got this one. Sorry, I got glue all over it, and I didn't realize it was still gunky. But what this is a book guide. Yeah, 5-in-1 tool. So it allows you, and I have videos in the Academy, by the way, showing you exactly how to use every single one of these components, all of these. But so it does a bunch of different things. It basically helps you do the covers of your albums, spacing, the corners, the mitering, all of it. However, today we're only going to use this piece right here. So I'm going to show you this really neat tool, because sometimes we kind of get our things wonky, and this prevents us from doing that. So all you do is you bring your, see, your tag or your paper or your cover, your chipboard, and you line it up right there on that T, and then this side as well. And it will always give you the perfect spacing every single time. So your projects always look seamless. So depending on how much you're going to add in here, for example, you're going to have paper. You do want to have a really nice gusset. How deep that gusset is depends on what you plan to add. Do you need it even bigger? Do you need it smaller? Because you're not going to add anything. You're just going to journal in it. Up to you. So I'm going to use my 5-in-1 book guide, and I'm going to line this up like so. Now I know I have perfect spacing all the way through, and we're going to bring in our washi wherever I put it, right here. Now, if you notice, I did bring in some of these smaller ones because I thought they'll be fun for decorating, but those are not going to work. You're going to need something a little bit wider. This one is a 1 inch. This one is a 1 3/4. Overkill, but you know what? I just love it. And I have a little bit left. So, I mean, we could use it. I like the fact that it's fabric as well. You could also use seam binding, by the way, for this. So we could use this. See, it's kind of a little bit overkill and waste. So, and do I have enough for all? I think so. But we might get away with this one. Now, it's going to go paper on paper. So you should, I mean, tape. It's going to go tape on paper. So if you're, so long as yours is pretty sticky, you should be pretty okay. If you feel like, nope, I do not trust washi, Maddie, you do not understand where I live is too dry, too humid, too cold. My crafting is in my basement maybe, or in the attic. Then by all means, feel free to either get your Tombow mono glue stick, right? That's a great one. You could also use your Art by Marlene glue. It's called Sticky. It's a multi-glue. Of course, you know I'm always going to recommend the very best glue ever on this planet, which is the Spectrum Art Creations glue. So any adhesive, of course, you have at hand. So you can always add additional extra adhesive if you like. And I guess we'll use more glue because it's here. Now, let me make sure I left it out all night. And I just noticed it wasn't sitting straight in the cradle. So if that ever happens to you, oh, it was fine. It's coming out. But if it ever happens to you, I keep a little pin handy and I just, you know, kind of go in there and clean it. Sometimes I either bump it or something. It sits beautifully, see there in the cradle, but every now and then I'll knock it and see, I'll do this. And then you can see that it's not a perfect, it's not really sitting on there perfect. And then you'll get like a little skin here at the, and then you just clean that up and you're good to go. Takes 2 seconds, but I always keep a pin next to me for that reason. Okay, so in this case, we're going to add some adhesive over here and over here. And again, we're not too worried. We're going to cover all of this with paper. So I'm almost feeling the fabric tape again. I just love that teal. Okay, let's face it. I am in love with the teal. So we're going to go with that. I just hope I have enough. I think I might have a second roll. I'm pretty sure I have a second roll. Okay, we're going to slide our little guide off. Oops, I bumped it. Again, I'm trying to stay on screen, so hopefully you guys can see it pretty well. And all I'm going to do is add my gorgeous tape in there, okay? And then we can just flip it over. You can just bring this over if you want, up to you. We can also add a second decorative piece on the inside. For now, just to kind of keep moving, I'm going to cut just so that we can see that now we have, did I just glue this on the wrong side? Oh my heavenly, I just glued it on the wrong side, folks. Sorry, talkie, and didn't think about what I was doing. Hold, please. Let me make sure. Yes, it was supposed to be this way. Wait. Yeah, sorry. This way. So the shorter one will go on your right. Oh, please don't do what I just did. The shorter one goes on the right. Your taller one goes on the left. And there goes Bernie. Sorry, I was watching. He's got to go to the airport really quick to do a pickup. And then I was going to go, and then he decided to go so that I could finish filming this, and I got sidetracked. Okay, so there. We're good now. We're good. We're good. We're going to add glue. Oh, you don't need it all the way up. Sorry. That's another thing. You only need it where the hinge is going to go, so you only need glue here. Again, if you over glue, not a big deal because we're not going to see any of this. Okay, take 2. We're going to glue that on there. This is so pretty. You almost want to put it on the outside, to be honest with you. Okay, and then this piece hinges this way. See that? All right, now it makes sense. Again, we're going to add another piece. We can even now mix and match. Now, because we have our strong hinge, we can do anything in here. We can even add some of this bow bunny one, because this is not really going to take on the brunt of the work. It's more decorative than anything else. We can mix and match and add a little piece of this, like so. This is going to go underneath, remember, paper panels. So don't be afraid that this is going to come up either. This one I was more worried about because that's going to take the brunt of our work, right? That's going to be the hinge. That's going to be opening, closing, opening, closing. So that one I wanted it to be a little stronger. But again, we're going to put panels on top of this. So we're going to see very little of that, if anything at all. Now we can cut this one here. And you know what I just thought of? Maybe, you know how in the beginning I was telling you that we could essentially, we could do a mix and match. I'm just changing it all up on you guys. Oh my goodness. This is why crafting on the fly, it's the funnest for me. Because then my brain starts to think of all these awesome things. And I'm like, but what if, what if I do X, Y, and Z? And that happens to me a lot, you know, with what, guys? With product. When I'm playing with product, all of a sudden I turn mad scientist, and I'm always thinking, what happens if I add, you know, gilding flakes to this? What happens if I heat it? What if I apply even more direct heat? Will it bubble? So now we've got our gorgeous hinge. Again, you're not going to see a whole lot of this. You can even cut this off and cut it straight if you want. It will not make a difference. We were only after where it hinges here. That's all. But here's what I'm thinking now. You guys want to know what I'm thinking now? So we've got this portion of it, right? Okay. I'm thinking, what if the next tag, which is this one, which is this one, yes. This is number 3. What if we did something? What if we did a little secret compartment? Oh, but you know what? That would have been neat. But the pack only includes 5 tags. So I don't want to add something that you guys are not going to have in your stash. That would not be cool because then you won't be able to do it. All right, we'll stick with the original plan. That's okay. Okay, now we're going to add the next layer. So we can decide, again, this is going to be a workhorse. We can add some more fabric tape if we want to it. So whatever works for you. If you want to just add your seam binding as well, you most certainly can do that. I'm going to bring in, this time, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pre-cut my piece. I think it might be easier to manage. I'm going to just kind of measure from about there. I have some left over, and then I'll do a little bit left over here. Again, I'm super interested if it's on perfectly straight. Okay, and now we're going to do the same thing. This is going to go on this side. This is going to go on that side. Let me make sure that makes sense. Yes, it does. Okay, so the shortest on the right, the largest on your left. Book guide again. See how strong that spine's going to be? You do not need to worry about this breaking up after years and years of use. You can feel confident that every single time you go to open this, it's going to be there and holding for you. And that's what I like. I like to have assurance of the things that I do. Because again, nothing is sadder. This is not orientation specific, so I guess it doesn't matter which way I use it. Nothing sadder than you working on a really pretty project, putting all that work into it, all your time and effort, and then it falls apart. Not cool, right? All right, we've got our next layer. Again, we can open it up. And do you see how strong that spine's becoming? Super strong. Taking that off. I love saving these pieces, by the way, because when I do like die cutting and whatnot, I can use them, not to mention that they're just beautiful scraps. So I stick them here on the side of my table, and every now and then you'll see them pop up in videos, and that's what I'm using. That's going to irk me. 1 second, please. I'm just going to cut it off. Again, we're not going to see any of that anyway. Nice gusset, nice gusset here too. Now we can decide, do we want to decorate again? Yes, we do. Again, we can do that. If you, again, are worried about your washi, maybe it's old, maybe has seen better days, then you can add some additional adhesive. I'm just cutting it to a small piece because you know what? It just makes it easier to manage. And by adding your liquid adhesive too, do not forget, why did I go so short? Do not forget that it gives you playtime. You can move it around as well. Now, once it's glued, then it's glued, right? But until then, you can still lift it and move it, shift it around if need be. I'm trying to stay on screen. Can you guys see okay? I hope so. I'm simply trying to cut this straight across. This might not be the best angle for you guys, but you know what I'm doing, right? I'm just cutting off the bottom. Again, save any of those pieces for die cutting. We need to trim some more. Yes, I do. Okay, so now we've got 1, 2, 3 hinges. We're coming in, you guessed it, for the last one. Oh, don't forget, do not hear any panels, right? No panels, because we still have to hide our closure. I love playing with stuff like this. Don't you love it when you like start seeing it come together and you're like, oh, it's looking so cool. All right, the same thing. Let's make sure we get this right. Yes, this will come on this side, right? This is my outer, wait, this is my outer hinge. Yes, yes, I think we're good. If it's wrong, you know what? It's not the end of the world, and I'll tell you why. Because we'll just reverse it. We have that washi on the inside anyway. But I'm trying to think. Yes, this is going to go this way, and this is going to go this way. Perfect. Got it, Maddie. Got it. All right, so your multi-layer is going to go on your right, and then your full piece is going to go on your left, and then we're going to grab the book guide again, and we're going to position those pieces to make sure they're nice and straight. Okay, we can remove that. Add our adhesive. Not too worried. We know it's going to get sandwiched. And that spine is now super strong, especially with the fabric tape. And I think that's all she wrote. Oh no. Oh, just barely enough. Wow, guys, we made it by the skin of our teeth. That was close. Do you see that? It was meant to be. Oh, goody good for me. Hang on, let me lift that. I'm going to cut this thing off so it's not in my way because it's going to bother me. And I make sure that is nice and hinged before I commit. I want to make sure there's a nice There's nice room for all of my pieces. Yes. Okay. Everything looks good. Yes. Now we cut that off. Especially since it's my last piece. You know, if it wasn't my last piece, I wouldn't be so worried. I'd be like, just, put another piece on. But I think I have another one. It might not be the same though, but I think I have another one. Okay, we're done with that tool. We can decide what color we want to put here on the center. What do we have left? Me. Where's that pink one? We'll come back to the pink one. Cut a more manageable piece. Add our glue. Okay. Oops. World's easiest hinge system ever. Right? And you get to use the washies that you keep saying you're going to use and you never do. Well, today we're going to use them, folks. All right, am I on screen still? Yes, I am. Okay. So pretty. Make sure it's straight. Hang on. Well, it doesn't really matter. It's not perfectly straight. You can see it's skinnier here and then it's wider here. But again, we're only going to see this sliver of it. Okay, that's all we're going to see. So not too worried. Usually my OCD will kick in and I want everything to be super straight. But in this case, we're not going to worry. Again, when we add, say for example, these were the 2 panels. That's how much of it you're going to see. See, it's minimal. So it's no biggie. Okay, now again, before we forget, let me clean up just a second. I start getting overwhelmed with too much stuff around. We're going to bring in this piece right here before we get too far and forget that we need to adhere this on here. Now, you can also, here's another idea. Now, this wouldn't require any additional pieces, so we can still pull it off if we want to. We can decorate this and make the back a pocket too. We don't have to hide it. This is awesome because it just kind of comes out from the side, right? However, if we wanted to, this is not my back piece, but I'm just kind of showing you an idea. We can put it to good use. We can say, this is going to be a pocket as well, right? And then all we have to do is cut a decorative piece of paper. Pretend this is a full piece or something. Cut a decorative piece of paper for that. And then adhere it on the 3 sides and make it into a pocket. So that's also an option. You see, once you do your first one, you're going to start going, oh, but I could do this. Oh, but I could do that. Again, for the ease of this project, I am simply going to adhere this down. Now, why did we wait to do all of that? Because you will notice, see what's happening? If I didn't give myself, get these off of here. If I glue this like right on there, this might end up kind of not like kind of really being tight. Again, we're going to be adding a lot of stuff. So we have the opportunity now to come in and even add a gusset in here if we wanted to. So why don't we do that real quick? We're going to hopefully add all kinds of stuff in here and bulk this out. If we weren't going to do that, the hinge system would have been 10 times easier too. But we wanted to leave room to add stuff. So that means that this is going to end up bulking out. And so let's just add a little gusset. How big of a gusset do we want? It could be 1/8 of an inch. It could be 1/16 of an inch. It could be 1/4 of an inch. You know what? I'm going to go with 1/4 of an inch. Might be overkill, but it might not. I'd rather have more than less. Yeah, I think 5/8. 5/8 might be overkill. I'm going to go with 1/4. Again, yours might be different. You might be thinking to yourself, oh my goodness, no, I'm going to add pictures in here for my mom or for my sister. I'm gonna, oh, my phone is ringing. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Nope, let me dismiss that. Sorry. Um, you know, you might be thinking of all the awesome stuff you're going to add here. You're making one, you know, to commemorate maybe the entire month of May or April. And you're like, oh, I'm going to be adding all kinds of recipes and pictures of my garden and all kinds of stuff. Well, then adjust. You have all of this room to adjust. I mean, you can make a gusset that wide. But in my case, I went with 1/4 of an inch. And so now that I know that this is my front panel again, always kind of put things back just to make sure. Again, I don't want to go like this and then be like, oh no, I forgot my butterfly. I could kind of go about here. This is the one that's going to go here. Everything still looks great. So now I can commit to adhering this. I can even turn around, turn this over and mark it here. This is going to be hidden. We won't even see this, right? So that gives me plenty of room to glue this and know where I'm going to be positioning it and not stress out over it. I'm going to glue mine fully down. I am not turning this into a pocket. So I'm just going to glue. You could also use your score tape for this. And again, if you feel like sometimes score tape, depending on where you live, might give you a bit of a problem. I'm bringing it in slowly. You notice what I did, right? First, I adhered it lightly, making sure I'm straight and leveled. Then I brought it back, leaving still plenty of a lip here to ensure that I'm not going to have anything snagging or looking awful. We could do a little cleanup. For that, I used the exact same tool I was just using, which I've lost. Oh, these are double-sided tools. They have on one side your different size of stylus tip, ball tool, ball stylus tools, and on the other side, it's got a silicone tool for easy cleanup of your adhesive. Okay, but we're not going to see that, so it's not too bad. Okay, and then that goes this way. Now, if you want to ensure some great adhesion, you can also bring in your bone folder. We have several different kinds. This is the ergonomic one. So it's Teflon and it's amazing for your hands. See, now that I've done that, I just ooze some more adhesive out the side here. So we're going to clean that up. And this side I do care about, so I am definitely going to check here. This I don't want any adhesive on. Okay, that looks good. All right, the bulk of everything is done. This is it. Now it's just a matter of adhering our beautiful papers and then decorating. Okay, how easy was that? Seriously, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, let me make sure. I think I felt some glue. Is my imagination? No. Okay, I'm going to pause the video here so it doesn't get super, super long. I'm going to get some water because I need to get some of this caffeine out of my system. I need to flush it because I'm sure I sound like, what is it, Hemi the squirrel? That's what Michael says. You sound like Hemi the squirrel when I have too much caffeine. It's a cartoon character that is like 1,000 miles, you know, a second. Just that's Maddie on caffeine. Okay, let's pause and let's come back with our papers. If you want to ink up your papers, you can do so now. It is definitely going to be much easier to ink now than once they're on because, for example, say this is our front cover, right? You might be thinking, big deal. I just open it. Yeah, but see the side here? Not going to be so easy, is it? It's definitely going to be a little harder to get to. So if you're going to ink up, by all means, do it now. And then we will come back. You can press play. And then when you come back, I'll start gluing down my papers. Okay, clean table. And we are ready. Hopefully clean hands. Not that they're going to stay clean very long, right? They're about to get all gluey again. Now, I could bring in my glass mat. I could. And then I wouldn't have to worry about this. You know what? I might do that. Why? Because I love my glass mat. There. You might get a bit of a halo, but just ignore it. Actually, I might be able to turn it on. Oh, that's kind of dark. Side lights? That helps, right? I think so. Okay. Pretty clean. I see a little bit of glue here. Oh, I think those are embossing powders, actually. So I might need to just scrape them. I'll scrape them after this. Okay, are we ready? Oh, I might need a paper towel now. Jeez Louise. So needy, right? So needy. Okay. We set? You guys are like, are you sure? Anything else? Okay, now I'm ready. Now we've got our papers. So now what we're going to do is start adhering them. There is nothing else that we need to worry about. And then we're going to talk about some other choices here too and some decorating. So we're going to open this up. Super simple. And that phone does not stop. Do you hear this? Do you hear this? This is why I get, discombobulated, is because that phone just doesn't stop all day long. Doo-dah, doo-dah. All right, there we go. Is this my front panel? It's this one. I wrote the numbers on them, so I know which one, but it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, it does matter. We wanted the butterfly. It does matter. I'm using my Tombow mono glue stick for this. Why? Because it's faster. That's why. Not for any other reason. So Tombow is not a kitty glue stick. It is a professional artist grade glue stick. It is magnificent. If you do not own it, you need to try it. You need to try one glue stick and then tell me what you think, because you are going to be like, where has this been my whole life? It is magnificent. It does not warp your paper. It does not pucker or bubble. It allows you to move things, but once it is on, guys. There's paper number 1, paper number 2. Madison uses this stuff like crazy. Now, if you do a lot of adhering and you like professional glue sticks, there's also another product which is called Yes. And that is a glue stick in a jar. Literally, a glue stick in a jar. And it's a lot more economic because obviously you're not having to pay for the plastic container. Plus, of course, it's also better for the environment in that sense. But you get a big old jar, and then you could just use your brush, whether it be silicone or, whatever cheapy brushes you want to use. And then you can just paint on your glue. Look at how pretty. I love it. Okay, number 2 is going to be the next size up. Again, we could speed through this, but I am not going to, because I don't remember. Yep, that one. Because, if you guys are working along with me, I want you to enjoy the process with me. We'll do it together in real time. Of course, I wish in a way I was live, because then we can chit chat and that helps pass the time. You guys ask me questions, we talk about stuff, and then I'm not just sitting here talking to myself. That is one of the one of the struggles of content creators, so that you guys know, is the fact that we basically are like crazy people. We talk to ourselves whenever we just do videos instead of, chatting with you guys. We're just talking to ourselves. So there's only so many things you can't say to yourself. And it's funny because sometimes the dog looks at me like, who are you talking to? And I'm like, I'm just talking to myself. What's the problem? She just looks so confused. Like, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the camera. And it's even funnier because I'll say something like, oh, that's so pretty. When I get excited about something, she looks at me like, thanks. Really? I am. I'm pretty, right? You're always telling me I'm pretty. Yes, you're pretty, but no, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking about the papers. I was talking about the stickers. I was talking about. Pretty funny, right, Madison? Why don't I just confuse the poor animal? Okay, and you guys can see just how sturdy, I mean, this is becoming. It is awesome. It feels so good. Oh, that's cute. The flowers just kind of, do you see that? That is so cute. We're not going to see a whole lot of it, but it is super cute. And then this was the gray one. Yes. So this is the one that goes here. And you see how easy it is to work with, right? You can open it. You don't have to like worry about fumbling with it afterwards because of that hinge that we've created. It opens up fully flat, which is another really nice thing. Sometimes you do not hinge your projects, right? And then, it just wants to close on itself. In this case, when you want to journal, when you want to add stuff, guess what? It's hinged. So you just go ahead, and all I'm doing is lining up the corners. Everything obviously lines up really nicely. If some of my holes for the hole reinforcers here are not lining up perfectly, I am not too worried. You know why? Because we can repunch those, and we're, like I said, we're gonna not leave those like that. They don't look very pretty like that. We're gonna have to do a little something with them. Okay, look at that. So clean and pretty and easy. Okay, then comes this one with the pretty butterflies. I feel like I can turn this light on now, right? Because we've got stuff on the table. I don't think it's going to be too much of a glare. But I definitely need to see what I'm doing. It might not be dark on camera because the camera adjusts, obviously has a shutter to either allow more or less light in. But that's just doesn't happen for me, obviously. So it does get pretty dark in here. And as much as I want to avoid a little bit of glare for you guys, I don't think you guys are going to mind a smidge of glare. It's probably more me than you guys. I don't think anybody has ever said that it bothers them. So it's probably more just me thinking, that I do not want to cause too much glare. Yes, I keep opening because I love looking at it, okay? I'm like a kid. I want to look at it again and again and again. How pretty. Now, what other projects do you think we should make with this line? Because obviously we have the whole thing left. We barely used like 3 sheets or 4 sheets, not even, and we still have tons left over. So I know even with adding tags and pockets and this and that, I know I'm still going to have leftovers. So I need your help. You guys need to tell me in the comments, what else should I do with this line? Because otherwise it's going to sit there. And I am all for, I love projects. Like when I teach some 49 and market classes and stuff like that, I love when there's like nothing left. And I've even used the packaging, and I mean, we just tear it up. I'm all for that. I am all over that. I don't want to save. I want to use it all. Okie dokes. This is my inner piece. Just trying to remind myself of what I've done. I didn't mark these, but yes, both sides were gorgeous. So it wouldn't have mattered if I forgot and glued the gray side. That was the original intent. So, and again, remembering that I cut this piece purposely a little short to see, not have any hindrance on that flap. If this bothers you, we have plenty of paper there that we can cut a little strip or before, and I could still do it because I can still lift this off. See, we could also even come in, look at with some of the skinny one. We could look at that. See? And then put this over it. Or why the skinny? We could even go, oh, there's a stripe one. Oh, look at the polka dotted one. Here's another one. Super cute. We could use that. That's cute. Let's do that. But we could also come in with the wide one. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue here just to ensure that that's not going to become an issue in the future. You know what? We could even wrap it around, couldn't we? I'm trying to make sure I am not in the way for those hinges. Like I said, we can bring it all the way around and wrap it. Or we can cut it. It doesn't matter. Again, I'm going to check it before it completely dries. Yep. Oh, and it actually helped to strengthen it too. That's cool. Happy surprise. See? Happy accident. There we go. That was very straight. Hang on a second. There we go. So now we've even reinforced that. Now let's go back to here where we left off. I'm going to turn this way. Hopefully it's okay for you guys. You know what? You can see what I'm doing still. I can move it around by sliding it with my fingers to ensure that, again, I'm not on that hinge. And then we're going to open this up and add our two last pieces. How quick was that? See? Again, that first one always requires a little more thought. We're trying to understand what we're doing. We're trying to make decisions. But once you've done that first one, that prototype, you are like, oh, I know exactly what I'm doing. And whether it's more of these, that's even easier. If you're just making multiples of these, oh, it'll be a snap, right? Because you can even, if you're going to be using these for gifts or maybe, you know, like teacher's gifts or church gifts or a bazaar, like if you're going to be selling them at a fair or in your Etsy store, well, guess what? Then you can just do them assembly style. You know, you've got, you know exactly that you're going to do the exact same papers and, you know, and then when you run out of those, you'll mix and match the next ones. And so it just goes by like that, right? Of course, if you're using a different paper line, because that's always fun, then you also have the concept. You have the idea. You know how this is going to layer. You know how it's going to work. You know how to cut your papers first, ink them, do all your holes, all at the same time, assembly style. And it just goes by that much quicker. Okay. And I mean, if you think about it, we've done great. This is a full folio, you know, tag folio. It's not just one little tag or anything. We made an entire booklet. Make sure that looks well aligned. Yep. And ta-da. Voila. We now have our gorgeous hinge, gusseted, tag, little folio. Okay, let's put that away. I'm going to clean up yet again, and then we're going to come back and decorate. All right, now when it comes to hole reinforcements, we have several options. We have punches. We have all kinds of different die sets, including this one, which is what I'm going to show you. This is the whale tail set, and also the hole reinforcers. So it all comes in one pack. Well, let me show it to you this way. Really awesome. If you don't have it, you need it. Not only does it come with the whale tail, right, which is what everybody loves to work with, but it comes with the whale tail in 3 different sizes. You get 3 of the jumbos, 4 of the mediums, and 3 of the small. So again, large, medium, small, and multiples of each. And then, and this is what we're after, the hole reinforcers, you get 4 of the double sets, which are awesome. So this is my set, obviously. So I pulled some of it apart, but I do have, see, you see the whale tails, but I'm after some of the hole reinforcers to show you. Oh, this is from another set. Again, we have lots of different sets. Oh, I don't have any hole reinforcers. I'm gonna have to punch some. Really? Not a 1. I use them a lot. That would make sense. Well, and again, when I am, I thought I saw one. Oh, there is one. This is one of the ones without the holes. I love these because these are the vintage ones. You see, it's not just the hole reinforcer. It is the whole piece. So that's this one. And then this one is the one with the holes. So if you want to do that, you can punch those. Oh, yeah, I always punch whenever I'm punching. See, this is from another die set. So is this one, the hexagon. So there's all kinds of different shapes. Here's a star one. So we've got all kinds of different ones. That is that one. I thought I had some with holes. It's okay. I can die cut some really quick. That's easy. Okie dokies with Skokie. I'll just leave. And oh, you know what I should have done? Maddie. I should have just left them out so I can. I'm going to use the ones with the holes because I've already pre-cut my holes. So, okay, enough fighting with us. Seriously, Maddie. This is the wand. So if you struggle with lifting little things like so, then you could just use your wand. How's that? I'm still looking. Here's a star one. I'm looking for that 4th one. It's got to be in here. Nope, that's not it. I must have gone past it and not realized it. Okay. It's okay. We'll use 3 out of 4. I'm sure it's somewhere. Okay, so that is one choice. The other choice I wanted to show you, of course, are the aren't those the cutest little smallest eyelets? We have those in store. Those you don't even need a machine. You simply push down with a pen. They're like super teeny tiny. I think you saw it on one of the oh, it's on this piece right here. Like even if you have the smallest little thing that you want to add an eyelet to, you can, because they're teeny tiny. Look at that. Aren't they cute? They're so cute. And they come in packs like this. And I know we have different colors. This is the, I'm not sure what color this is, but there's like brights, and then there's, you know, like foresty colors like those. Oh, there they were. Okay, anyway, so that's choice number 1. Choice number 2, we also have punches. Choice number 3, you could just do some eyelets, you know? We could do, these are the jumbo ones. Have you seen these? They're so cool. So if you see the size comparing to a regular eyelet, right? So let's just grab one of those. And then we'll compare the size. So the hole's the same, but the outer ring is much larger. So And again, this is not the color I'm going for. They come in all colors, grays and blacks, metals. There's a pink one. And there's some teals. We don't have blues, do no. We don't do anything with blue. Oh, here's one of the punches. This is the Dress My Craft punch that does two different. Yeah, we don't need this. We don't need this thing. Nor those. Too boring. And you set them the same way with the crocodiles. So, say for example, you wanted to use this one right here. It's the exact same size hole as the regular ones. You simply have a larger, see, outer ring. Isn't that neat? So you could go with that look, or you could go, and again, if they ever fight you, here's a really quick tip, because I struggle a lot with my fingers. I just simply grab one of our pencils or any pencil, and I simply just kind of twist, 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 and it just makes that hole a little easier to add something to. So you could decide, do you want a regular size eyelet, or do you want something, you know, a little bit bigger? And for a bigger project, I think the bigger ones are awesome. But as I mentioned, we could also go with something a little more lighter, which would be, you know, not so metallic, or I don't know, more delicate maybe. I'm feeling more the paper ones, to be honest with you. So although I love these, some of my favorites, I'm going to go with, and of course I use these in everything. Where's my wand? I just put it away, didn't I? Oh, the wand. How does it work? I'm sorry. Keep forgetting. So there's a magnet in here, and all you do is it picks up, and to release, you push the button. So you're not struggling with all those little metal pieces, whether it's eyelets or anything else that you craft with or work with. It works around the house as well. You know, your husband might need one. Or if you like it, like DIY stuff, this might be a great tool. Great stocking stuffer for sure. Okay, not going to use that either. So I'm going to hole punch some of these. Let me kind of tell you what I'm going to do, because we're towards the end now. And I think I'm just going to come back and show you the completed, rather than having you sit here while I decorate this whole thing. I'll come back and just show you what I put and where. This, as I had mentioned to you, is going to go back here for me. Of course, you could choose to do without, or to, you know, do it maybe on this side. You might want to even make them smaller and say, nope, I'm going to put them here in the middle, you know. Again, so long as they're behind that other tag, it could be, and that's not really small. I mean, look, that's a nice size paper. It's probably like 6 inches. How wide are mine? Again, these are just offcuts from something else. 3 3/8. See, it's not even like an exact size. And so I'm going to trim those down. What I am going to do, I'm going to use probably a little piece, you know, one of the pieces, and I'm going to cut a little strip, you know, just as a little header. And then I'm going to use my tiny Tim Holtz attacher to paper clip them in. This one right here. I'm pretty sure you guys have probably all done that before. Well, you know what? We should not assume. So I should not assume anything. I'm going to just go this like this. Tap, tap it. Use a paper clip to hold them in place, so to speak. And I am going to mark it with a pencil. See, again, I'm not being super exact. I'm going to walk over to my trimmer, to my guillotine actually, so I can do them all at the same time. That's when the guillotine comes in real handy, right? When you need to do multiple pages. And you can just chop them all at the same time. And see how well that works, because we have that gusset where it's all going to lay flat. And even this is going to lay flat. And we still have more to add. Okay, so to do this, all I'm going to do is staple, staple, staple. These are teeny tiny staples. I love the Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher. I'm okay with it all being kind of cute like this. And then why don't we pick, what color do we have here? Let's pick, didn't we have a little piece of, thought we did. Oh wait, it needed to be thicker than that. So let's do a, how about a 1-incher? Let's see how that looks. So 1 inch. We're going to fold this in half. Again, I'm not even using a scoreboard or anything. I'm just kind of pinching it in half. And I think that looks cute. Yeah, that's cute. I'm going to mark this for my width. Again, I don't have an exact measurement. More or less. Put that back on there. Perfect. Okay. And again, it depends. You might want your paper a little wider, maybe a little narrower. You might want to ink this up before you adhere it. In my case, it doesn't matter. See, I did it again. I keep knocking it over sideways. I'm going to add some glue to the front and to the back. Glue that on. That hides our staples, and then we can just glue that directly inside of our I hope I am straight on here, because I really can't tell. I'm kind of crooked. No, that looks about right. Yep, that looks good. And as simple as that, we've got a little notebook in the back of our beautiful little tag journal. So that's all I did for that. Next, I'm going to do my whole reinforcers, probably using the same paper line, I'm thinking. And and then I'm going to come back and show you how we're going to use those, and of course do all of our decorations. We've got all that still to play with, and of course more papers, because we've got tons of paper left. So I will be right back with that. Okay, and we are finished. We have our completed tag folio. So cute. I've added a little ducky and a little bucket with tulips here in the front. I thought they went really well with those tulips, and that yellow kind of offsets that yellow at the top. Now, I forgot to mention to you, when I designed this for you guys, I left this on purpose blank, because I wanted to make sure that if you guys wanted to write the year, like 2025, you could write it on there, or maybe Azar, or Maddie, your name. You could also write, like, if you're doing one per month, you could say this is March or April or May. So super cute and fun. We can still see the butterflies. We have a continuous garden and our little friends hanging out there. I've added some pink, obviously I went with the pink, of course, reinforcers. And no, I haven't done any of the seam binding or any of that, so I'll do that later. I just wanted to quickly show you. I did some acetate windows here. So those are open. Oh, let me use this side. Might be easier for you guys to see. Those are opened so that photos can be added. And then, of course, you can journal here, everything you need, your memories or what's in those windows. Here on this side, this is like my bunny page. It's so cute. All those bunnies just hanging out, right? So here I've got the bucket with the daisies and the little bunny kind of looking up at these two. And this one's looking that way and going, hey, what are you guys doing? And these two are just hanging out, but they're actual tags. I mean, not tags, journaling cards. So you could still journal on these in the front and in the back, add some photos. And then this one is on this side going, hey, what are you doing? And this one is hanging over here on the left side saying, I don't know, just hanging out with you. So the bunny page is too fun and cute. Here on this side, we've got the little bunny kind of peeking out from behind, looking at us and going, hey, what are we doing today? And of course, I just took one of the pieces of paper and stuck it up here. This is, oh, I forgot. This is one of the leftovers from the tags that we cut off, right? Those extra excess pieces. This is the other one, the little skinny one. And I've just turned it into a tuck spot by adhering the top if you've never made one of those. Oh, you know, I forgot. We forgot to put some of these in here. Well, that one's okay. How about, oh, here's a pocket. We can put be happy every second. Here we can, how about this one? Let your dreams come true. Do we have any more pockets? Yes, we do here. So on this side here, what I did, oh, here I got the duck with the daisies. And I finally cut a piece of that gorgeous dragonfly paper with the gray splatters, and I used it on this side. I thought that gray went perfect with that. And this is the other. So the three pieces that were left over. 1, 2, 3. So those pockets are super nice and sturdy. Okay, so that goes there. Then on this side, this is the butterfly one. See, so it's not, oops, it's not the dragonfly one, it's the other one. That one went there. And well, here we have too many butterflies already. Should we add some wellies? Yeah, well, actually we could still stick both of them in there. Why not? And then on here where we had our gorgeous writing pad, all that I've done is I have glued the wellies on this side to kind of offset all that pink, kind of ground it all. We have that side decorated, and that's it. It's as simple as that. Now, I'm going to tell you about the seam binding because, oh, how big of a piece is this? 28 inches. And again, it's I have a lot of excess on here because I always give myself extra inches. I'd rather have extra inches and then be able to trim than to cut it too short. So the way this closes, super simple, is as such. Okay, now you can choose, depending on where you've put your elements, you can choose whether you want to tie on this side. You can bring it here, right? Or we can bring it to the left. I'm going to bring it to my left, actually. And I was actually, see, way too much, but I wanted some pink and I didn't see any pink in the bag, so I'll have to go find myself some pink. Although this one's cute too, you know, lavender color. It is adorable. All right, we're going to move that over. Now, what I wanted to show you is you have some choices. You can go ahead and adhere this, of course, now that it's there and you know it's all good. You can just glue this here on the back. And then even at that, if you still want to go ahead and create some kind of a little pocket back here and stuff, you can even hide it. Or, you know, it looks beautiful the way it is, but if you wanted to also, you could have tied this, you could have adhered it underneath of this panel. Remember when we did the flap closure? We could have also hidden the seam binding behind this panel, and then all you would do is once it's glued, you would untie it and see it just kind of sits there because it's glued back here. It just kind of sits there and it stays. So it's a great way to create a super fun closure. Well, I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you're going to be making one. And if you are, do not forget to please post it in the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, it is Spectrum Art Creation Friends. Okay, so look under look in Facebook for Spectrum Art Creation Friends, and make sure you answer the questions because it is a private exclusive group. There's also a link to the group all the way at the bottom in the description box, but make sure you answer the questions, because if you do not answer the questions, your request to join the group will not be approved. And that's just our way to keep the group safe. We want you to be comfortable asking questions, posting your pictures, um, sharing what you're working on, etc. We want to know. We want you to participate. So to do that, in order to avoid any kind of trolls or, you know, fake accounts, we make sure we ask a couple of questions just to make sure that you are a real person and that we can confirm that you are. So make sure you answer those. And yes, post yours in the Facebook group. I want to see your version of this line, of course, super pretty. But I would also love to see what else you do, maybe with the digitals, because again, it's free for our Academy members. Oh, yeah, I'll leave that link also in the bottom. I forgot. And I'm going to leave some more videos here at the end. So I hope that you will click on those, get some more inspiration and ideas from those videos, and I will see you there. All right. See you in a sec. Bye.